Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Math 098 here at Richland. Now, this is a virtual class, and we're going to be using Canvas as our online learning management system. So, everything you need to know is in Canvas. Everything for the class is in Canvas. So let's get right to it, and let's make sure you understand how to get to Canvas and how to use Canvas. Now, obviously, you will go to Richland Community College, and from the home page you'll go up to quick links, you'll go to Canvas. Now once you get signed into Canvas, all of your courses will be up here. You are looking for whatever course is the current course for you. In the case of me filming this video, it is summer 2023, but make sure it fits your course during your time frame. When you get there, you will have the home page, and the home page is nothing but the modules. So the modules is set to the home page. It literally looks the same. So what you need to do is you need to get started. And getting started means in the first week of class, really before the first week is even over, you need to have all of the components in the getting started section already completed. Now, that's not as hard as it sounds because obviously Math 098, we got just the web page and the lead page, which is right up here. And you can begin working your way through each of these modules right on down. And it works right down through. The introduction video you're watching now, it'll be right here. But then you're going to get the syllabus. Now, we're also beginning to use a different type of syllabus. In our case, it's the simple syllabus. So this will be constantly updated to make sure it is being totally accurate from semester to semester. Now, there are a couple things in the syllabus that I do want to talk about. Number one, the book. You don't need it. And if you do, it's accessible online for free. If you're a big person that wants a paper book, sure. But honestly, you're not going to need it. I would save your money. Now, you have all of the learning objectives. You have all of the things that we're going to talk about. But one of the things that's in the classroom materials is it says you must have a calculator, and that calculator needs to be a TI-83 or greater. Do not buy a graphing calculator for this course. Do not, I repeat, do not buy a graphing calculator for this course. If you want a calculator for this course, a calculator something like this, $12, $14 would be more than enough for this course because there are online tools that you can use in your online course, and it'll save you quite a bit of cash. Now, if you are moving forward in some of your other math classes, you may need a graphing calculator at that point, but this is the idea. So this is the syllabus right here in the syllabus. So we're just moving right down the list here. The big thing students ask is, what is my grade? This picture shows you your grade. Every learning unit for every week, 10 points of Delta Math, 10 points of Ed Puzzles, 10 points of discussion, 30 points of actual test or assessment. So listen carefully. The practice and the weekly work is half the credit of the class. The test is half the credit of the class. Now, because this is a summer class, and in essence we're taking a 16-week class and shrinking it down to an 8-week class, the Delta Math for each week will be 20 points, 20 points, 20 points, but then the test will be 60. So the idea is the proportion stays exactly the same. Delta Math is where you're going to practice how to do the math. Ed Puzzle is going to be the video instruction because this is an online class. And then you must participate in the weekly discussions. So this is how your grade is figured, and all of these pieces come right out of the modules. All right, so we have figured out what is my grade, how is it figured? But we're going to need those three big tools. We talked about Delta Math as our practice component. For your Delta Math instructions, I've put a video right here on how to get to Delta Math, to sign up to Delta Math, how to use it. But the big things with Delta Math is that within Delta Math, you are going to have all of your practice problems, but those practice problems are going to have tons and tons of help for you. So in this particular case, if I go to quadratic functions, it's going to have examples to help me make sure I've done it right. It has a help video to make sure I help do it right. But if all of those things aren't enough, if I get the problem right or wrong, it's going to give me the correct answer with all the worked out steps. Additionally, this is based on mastery. So once I get 4 right, I'm done. It doesn't matter if it takes me 4 problems to get 4 right, or if it takes me 8 problems to get 4 right, or 12 problems to get 4 right. It doesn't matter how many you get wrong. It only matters that you get enough of them correct to be able to move on. Here's the thing though, warning, warning, warning. Do not keep doing math problems. If you get more than 3 in a row wrong, if you get more than 3 in a row wrong, stop, email me, because probably it means we need to do something together to make sure you understand how to do it. Nobody learns math frustrated. So make sure that you are using your time wisely and getting in contact with me. The other thing is do not hit the assessment begin now button until you have finished all the work from the chapter. But how will you know how to get to that? Hold that thought. Let's go back to the modules. How do I get to Edpuzzle? How do I see the video instructions? That's going to be right here. And the code for getting into your Edpuzzle class is right there. All of this needs to be done in that first week. So what is my grade? What are my tools? And there is a little introductory discussion for the very first couple days. And you will have a little assessment, which is nothing more than an Edpuzzle, to make sure you've understood all of this information on this video. So with that in mind, how do I actually go about my weeks in this class? Step 1, you have the slide deck, and everything for the course is in the slide deck. The Delta Math, the Edpuzzles, the notes, everything. So let's go to the slide deck. If you open the slide deck, you will find functions and graphs. That's our first unit. And when you go to functions and graphs, as soon as you hit the play button or you hit the link, it's going to take you right to Edpuzzle. It's going to allow you to play the video, and it's going to give you questions. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, let's start talking about relations and functions. Now, a relation is a... And this is what you're going to see. All of the questions are going to be embedded inside the video. So that's where the instruction is going to primarily take place. Your notes for that are going to be right here. So everything I write in the video is included here in the notes. But if you keep going back, then you go to Delta Math. And when you go to Delta Math, it's going to bring up all of the things that you're supposed to do. So how do you know which Delta Maths to do? Take a look. It says evaluate functions, level 2. So we go to evaluate functions, level 2. And we keep moving on using the titles and using the slideshow to guide us along. Ladies and gentlemen, let me be very clear. Do not try to do all the videos for a section and then go over and try to do all of the practice for a section. This class is meant to work by doing one slide altogether. Video, practice. Then the next slide, video, practice. The next slide, video, practice. So you're learning how, you're practicing how to do it. Learn how to do it. And then practicing. So make sure that you are doing each slide individually until you get to the end. And when you get to the end, it is time for the assessment, which takes you to right here. Another thing to think about, do not start the assessment until you have finished all of the practice parts, because the assessment you only get to do once. Unlike the rest of the practice, you can do as many times as you want, however long it takes you, it doesn't matter. The assessment is timed, even though I give you a lot of time, but it is timed and you can only do it once, and there are no help pieces in the assessment. The other thing to remember is the reason I put a time limit on the assessment is because I want you to do it in one sitting. You should have plenty of time, but I want you to do it in one sitting. Okay, so if we head back over here to our modules, the very first step for every week is work through the slide deck. Do all those ed puzzles, do the Delta Math, there's all the notes in there. Every week you're going to have a discussion, so you'll go in and you will put your responses to the questions I have in your discussions. And once you've done that, you've now completed 3 legs of the stool. You have completed the Delta Math, the ed puzzle, and the discussions, meaning that you are ready for that assessment. And again, only do that once you've gotten everything else done. Finally, you will see these 2 guys here at the bottom, Ed Puzzle Check-In Point 1 and Delta Math Week 1 Check-In. I will have to take the grades from Delta Math and put them over in Canvas. I will have to take the grades from Ed Puzzle and put them in Canvas. So these checkpoints there at the bottom are where I put those grades. I will update those manually a couple days after the due date. Speaking of due dates, the due date is always listed right at the top of the module. The first set of content is due June 11th, then the next June 18th, June 25th, July 2nd, whatever the date is for a given semester, it's right here. Listen carefully. It does not matter. It does not matter what you see for a due date in Ed Puzzle. It does not matter what you see for a due date in Delta Math, because those dates I may have to extend for people with extenuating circumstances, or people who are a late start to the class, or for a variety of reasons. The only dates that matter are the ones listed right here at the top of the module. Everything is due June 11th for that module. Everything here is June 18th for that module, 25th for that module, etc. So that's how the class is going to function. When we get to the bottom, we'll be done with the class. So the very first thing you need to do is all of the getting started materials, get logged into all of the key tools, understand how was my grade figured. All of these components are right in the slide decks. Do the discussion, and when you get all of those done, do the assessment at the end of the week. So the biggest thing for this course, and the number one thing that will help you be successful, is ask for help. I am here to help you. Email me. Let's get that Zoom set up. Let's talk via email. Talk however we need to talk to make sure you get it done. The other thing I want to make sure I share with you is some people are coming back to this class having not been in a math class a long time. Some people are coming out of high school that have just been in a math class, but maybe it's not their favorite thing. Whatever reason or whatever brings you to this math class, I want to make sure that you understand that I'm here to help you and that nobody learns math frustrated. Make sure that if you're frustrated for any reason, whether it's how to get to the class, how to do the work in the class, whatever it is, email me. I try to get back to you real quickly, and I want to make sure that we help you be successful because I'm confident that you can be successful. All right, let's get started on this class. Get to that getting started, get all those materials done, then start Module 1.